Welcome back to today's broadcast. Let's look into what is really going on in Nigeria and the issue of US Donald Trump. The hatred in Nigeria on the Igbos, it is overdue, and those things is what is making the international body to keep listening into what is happening in the country, and that is the main case why you see they are debating heavily about Kanu, about Biafra, and about the genocide that is going on in Nigeria. But at the end, the government think that Donald Trump or the international body don't know what is going on in Nigeria because of this hatred that they have in Igbo. And now, it is now causing Nigeria heavy blow entirely. In fact, don't skip any part of the video. Make sure you watch it to the end so that for you to understand what we are saying, how the Nigerian police invest hatred they used to invest on Igbo and another tribe, finally bring him into a mess. So according to the headline, it says how Trump awareness of Igbo struggle is reshaping the global Biafran sovereignty movement. That is the main reason why they are debating the issue of Biafra, both in US Congress, both in UN, both in Israel and other countries, because of this hatred that they have on Igbos. This hatred, and the hatred keep on. Imagine, even though the issue of Obi, who is trying to come out according to them that Obi will make Nigeria better. But if you listen to what some of them used to talk about Igbo and about Obi, you will know that Igbo doesn't even have to have anything doing with the issue of one Nigeria. They need to have their own country and their own state separately. Just watch the video by yourself. Don't skip any part of it. And don't go anywhere. Make sure you watch to the end and you will understand what we are saying and the injustice that is going on in Nigeria on the Igbos.
Even if tribal government let them kneel down on their both knee today, begging the Igbos to remain with Nigeria. The Igbos have left. We have exited Nigeria because the hatred that Nigeria have for Igbo is so much that even the blind man can see through it. My people, the reason why I'm making this statement and the more will be detailed in this very video you are watching. If only you could watch it to the very end. Right now, the hatred, it don't multiply. And I am back again with another important update. Very, very important. Since this morning, I woke up to a particular video that have been trending on the Twitter and also on the Instagram. This video is about a UK returnee that the Nigeria police was harassing on his way to Akure. And trust me, if you not hear what Nigeria police tell him, they said the man, if for said the man be Igbo, they go use in eye see today, if for they very terrible. Do not worry, I'm going to be playing the video so that I go see what happened. But before that, he get one video that have been trending, although that video is an old video that have been trending, where Nigeria, some people from Nigeria, we are begging the Igbo that they should remain with Nigeria. Let us first watch the video, then I will continue by showing you the other updates. Please, as you are watching, do not forget to like the video and share it so that more of our people will be able to know what is going on right now.
Many perished from starvation and after food was deliberately blocked from reaching civilian populations. Hunger became a weapon used by Nigeria and Britain against the people of Biafra. Despite the war ended in 1970, the killing did not stop. This current upsurge has presented a new threat that has never been seen before. There is now renewed widespread genocide across Nigeria driven by territorial invasion of Nigeria by Islamic jihadists. The refusal of the government of Nigeria to meaningfully confront the invasion or protect vulnerable communities have led many, including international observers, to conclude that influential people in the government of Nigeria is complicit in the ongoing genocide. The people of Biafra have been left with no other option but to pursue self-determination as the one realistic solution to the existential threats presenting to us from Nigeria. Biafrans are facing dual threats, one from the foreign jihadist invaders, the other from Nigerian military police and paramilitary agents who are not deployed to go after the jihadist invaders, but deployed to go after the indigenous people resisting the jihadist invasion. The combined action of jihadist invaders and Nigerian military police paramilitary agents have brought untold hardship and suffering to our people in a scale not seen before. Fulani jihadist violence and killings, militarization of Biafra communities, arbitrary arrests, forced disappearances, and extrajudicial killing by state actors have all contributed to colossal.
So my wonderful people, it's not only this video that have been trending since morning. There is another video whereby the reasons that Biafra people are asking to exit Nigeria, that they do not want to belong to Nigeria, which according to the document that this sister was reading, my people, they said about the things, some of the things we suffered during the war, and also the present thing we are still suffering in the hands of the Zoo terrorist government, the hands of their police, in the hands of their military. Una hear what happened in Enugu State about 2 days ago, how they enter into Eziago and they were pursuing everybody. They were forcing the residents in the community to go and take them to where the ESN, their hideout, that if not that there would be no peace. They were beating them, setting houses ablaze. What was their reason? Because they are Igbos. This is some of the things that made us to say that we don't want to belong to Nigeria again. Their hatred did too much. But before I will show you what happened to this UK returnee that is going to Akure that was harassed, and that policeman said that make it thank God, say if no be say you no be Igbo man, if for say na Igbo man, he say if for arrest am, beat am and detain am. Before that, I want make allow and make una watch this very video. This very clip have been trending since today. Hear what this man said, the reason why the Igbos are asking to leave Nigeria, that they don't want to belong again. Let us hear from him.
Nigeria is the deadliest place on earth to be a Christian today. Since 2019, tens of thousands of Christians in Nigeria have been slaughtered as part of a sustained pattern of religiously motivated violence by Islamist jihadis ignored or enabled by the Nigerian government. Extremist groups like Boko Haram are allowed to operate without any meaningful response from authorities. A courageous leader named Nnamdi Kanu was convicted in a farce show trial for speaking out about what's happening. He's currently serving a life sentence in prison, convicted on false terrorism charges. I implore my colleagues to support my bill, HRES 1321, calling on the Nigerian government to conduct another trial in accordance with its own constitution, based on evidence, with access to legal counsel, medical care, and international law pertaining to humane conditions of detention, or, better yet, release Nnamdi Kanu immediately and unconditionally. America gives billions to Nigeria. We will not continue to fund a Christian genocide. We have the moral obligation to stand up so our Christian brothers and sisters can worship the Lord our God in peace.
Now, with what this congressman from United States of America said in this particular briefing, it is very clear that even the international community, they are aware of the plight of Ndi Igbo. That waiting Nnamdi Kanu is fighting was a just cause. Waiting landed Nnamdi Kanu to prison, while they decided to rendition Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya back to Nigeria and now imprison him. He did not commit any crime. I'm very, very happy, because I know that no matter how you cover the truth, that one day that truth will definitely surface. I am telling you the truth. Now, the international community, they are aware of the plight of Ndi Igbo. Now, watch this video. See the conversation between this UK returnee with Nigeria police while they were intimidating him just because they were asking him for bribe and he refused to give them. You will hear what the man talk.
Are you okay? Okay. Allah.
Sorry?
You came from America.
Came from UK. I'm the owner, yes.
UK.
Yes. live in Akure. Okay. Sorry?
Can't do better than
I don't have anything now. I don't have anything. If I have, I would have given you.
I just want to see you are very close. That's why with another person or Igbo or another person. I'll just come.
I don't get anything. That's why. If I get, I will give you now. Can I have my driving license here? What can I do now? What can I do? I just park. You know, tell me what can I do now, guy? No, check my driving license, check my documents. It's make I do that. It's make I do it that thing now. You are with my driving license now. The way be of the invoice. Yeah, even if I park. Yeah? No, don't worry. Okay. The way be of.
What you say should not do? Are you telling him to?
It's your officer like you. That's why I said you should not worry. That I will talk to you.
No, let him talk now.
All right. So the way bill.
Everybody can talk.
The way bill is not there. I have the custom paper there. Those load came with the car.
That's why I requested for the custom paper so I can see maybe all those items was itemized and examined.
But so is it supposed to be listed one after the other, all those custom papers?
Yes.
Really?
What are? I do check custom paper now.
Okay.
So if
do your job properly. You have my driving license here. I'm recording you. To let you know, I'm recording you right now. So can I have my driving license? Check your paper and then let's go. Better. Don't shout. Leave him. I'll go him on record. But I've already told you. You have my paper. My paper is correct. Everything is there. You are with my driving license. I haven't committed any offense.
I know.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Okay. He hasn't got to that level. He hasn't got to that level.
So my people, shebi una see am now. You don't assess the man finish. You don't check all the documents for the motor. See everything is correct. Now you don't carry the man driver license and left. And his fellow officers, they are now supporting him. Let us watch the next clip.
His officer like you can't harass him. Just explain something normally and let's go home.
Why are you causing me? Did I do anything wrong to you? Why are you causing me? Are you okay? Are you okay? Where's the person that they give you everything? Wait, you want to put somebody and no collect am. See as they call me. They give me phone. They tell you to do that. Take me back. They say no collect phone. It's too low. It's too low. It's not collect phone again. You say
but why? See, this is not job. It's not about even shout. What's going on here? Even if you want to kill us here, bring gun and kill us. You are intimidating me. What's going on? Where is my document? What can I do? Document there. I get document, get everything. Do you want to take me to the station? Let's go to your station.
No, see your brother as they.
We don't already explain something normally now.
They say me give petrol. See normal. I think.
Okay, why does he have to hold my driving license when all my documents is correct? Why? What happened? My documents, everything is correct. You are holding my driving license. You say make I do you well, and I say I don't get anything. I just come out from where? See, all these things here, all these. But doesn't what's all this now? Fucking hell. Okay, so I will not have my driving license Okay, you are sounding like an Akure man. Ask me why I called, and I said I called someone. I don't even do anything. You ask my document, everything is correct. Driving license is there. You seize my driving license. You say make I do you well. I say I don't get anything. No, you say make I go park. Park for what? You say make I do what in there inside the camera I show you. So does he have to? We have passed more than 5 police officers. They didn't do this. Nobody know of them do these things. Oga, let me tell you something. You see, Oga. But this uniform don't tire me. One man is from Akure, you can hear his accent. Maybe just don't worry. The work don't tire me. Wait, I will tell me that. The work, I will just tell him, say, Daddy, the work don't tire me. I won't die. Which can rob you?
Just because all this long story, now because say the guy don't refuse, say he no go give them bribe. Now look at the little video clip where they mention that if not that the boy is not an Igbo boy, if for saying an Igbo boy, say if for them over for him. Let us watch the little video clip. Then I go play the next for you.
Another person, or Igbo or that person, I'll just pull up. Another person, or Igbo or that person, I'll just pull up.
If for send another person, if for send an Igbo, I'll just drag him and go detain him for somewhere. So my wonderful people, now under the comment section of this particular video, because I've been trending since morning, like I tell you now earlier, people have been asking them, what will be the problem that Nigeria government, both Nigeria police, Nigeria military have with Igbo? Because how potable why? Why this so much bitterness? Why this so much hatred on Igbo people? If for send another person, if for send an Igbo, I for come carry you and go detain you. For what? For what? Now, let me play the next video clip for you. Make una hear what this man, an Hausa man, said to Nigeria government about Igbo people. Let us watch the video.
It is not everybody that took part in that wicked enterprise, in that pogrom against the defenseless Igbo people. And I've always said it, this country will never be normal until we kneel down and ask for forgiveness from Igbo for the wicked sins we've committed against them.
Daddy, your speech there very okay. Like, you be wise man, a responsible man. But the problem is that we don't grow past begging us. Like, if we not beg us finish, no problem. We feel forgive, but we no feel forget. The injury when we don't give us, it dey deep. Both in the time past and still presently. Even if Tinubu come today, come kneel down, they beg. We have gone past all these things. I'm telling you the truth. We don't go past this one. They no fit use beg or this kind of apology where the governor of Plateau State recently gave to Igbo because of the role where they play during the Biafra war. We no fit use them. Forget what you not do us and what you guys are still doing us because Nnamdi Kanu is still under detention. Now in prison am. See the call made the buy am. So my wonderful people, right now, you get another video that I want you to watch. This video I've been trending since morning. The insecurity going on in Nigeria government. How Nigeria government not even they serious to fight them to end the genocide. But they're going up and down. Going on from one village to another village, from one community to another community in Igbo, hunting the Igbo youth. Looking for how they will loop them into crime. Let us watch this video. Do not forget to like and share it with other Biafrans.
Our guest on today's edition of the program is President of CLO Nigeria and, of course, a veteran of the journalism profession and member of the Guild of Editors, Igbo Akerega. He is our guest this morning on the show. Good to have you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, Victor. Hi.
Fine. So much has happened between the last time you came here and now. Our politics seem to be drifting to what Honor and Nekwe describe as 1 week, one trouble. So quite a lot. Let's see how we can unpack some of them. Let's start with the Court of Appeal judgment annulling the state congresses and national convention of the African Democratic Congress. Help us to make sense out of this.
Well, again, we are back to where the drama started. The courts have become the battleground for political actors, for politicians, and for those who are supposed to be driving the growth of our democratic processes. Unfortunately so, but the courts also have a responsibility to create the necessary checks and balances, for our democratic stability. Now, a lot of people have speculated that was going to be, that might be the situation. And these were some of the reasons, some of the booby traps that were on the way that Peter Obi, who was, if you recall, he was in the ADC with Atiku Abubakar and all of them. Apparently, he foresaw some of these legal challenges and decided to go to the National Democratic Congress, NDC. Well, the ADC has gone to the Supreme Court. They have approached the Supreme Court for a possible redemption.
Let's look at, are you concerned that major challenges to President Tinubu might be eliminated before the election, and what would be the implications for our democracy?
There's a reason to be apprehensive that perhaps some of these developments might mean clearing the way for President Tinubu to have a free day, and people are watching very closely if that is intention, if that is the game plan. Because whether we like it or not, politics is not a walk in the park. It's not a stroll. It is not a place where you get into and then begin to smell of roses. For President Tinubu, I just hope that his hands are clean in all of this, because if his hands are not clean, at the end of the day, you'll be building a congregation of aggrieved opposition, which can also become a problem if he does emerge, if he wins the election next year. It would have been better because he won by just 26% of the votes cast, with barely 8-point-something million votes out of the approximate registered voters across the country of over 100 million. So if he's got 8 million votes, because I also I listen to some of the arguments of the ruling party saying that they already have 12 million votes of Buhari in their kitty. Before the election, Buhari was still alive then. If Buhari could not deliver the so-called phantom, ambiguous 12 million votes that he had in the 2023 general elections, and Tinubu ended up having 8-point-something million votes. So where are the 12 million votes that they are talking about? So for me, that is curious, and that is a bit nebulous to claim that there are some standing figures somewhere that is already secured. And then the APC then also came around to say, looking at their registered voters, that they have well over close to 20 million votes in their register. So if you add 20 million to about 12 million, you are talking about 32 million votes. So that is outside of the voting population. Well, when people want to also rig elections, they bandy figures ahead of time, so that when these figures are front-loaded, then we said it before, after all, we had this, we had that, but I just hope that is not what it is. The costs should not be made clear for the president to have, it's not a monolithic race for only one man to participate. It should be, now we have very credible candidates, strong candidates who are also running for the highest office. We have Peter Obi there, we have Atiku Abubakar, we have the SDP candidate, we have Donald Duke, Adewale, yes, of the Social Democratic Party. We have Donald Duke, former Cross River State Governor for the People's Redemption Party, PROP. And then we have President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If we have all of these people on the ballot.
Not forgetting Showore.
Yes, sorry. My good friend Moile Showore of the AA. I think that's AA. So, and I'm sure. AAC, yes, that is his party, AAC. Showore too has really been running for the elections, and I don't know why Nigerians are not looking in his direction. 2027 elections might be a different ball game. The AAC, I'm not sure they have any crisis right now. I'm not aware of any, so the coast is clear for Showore to run. And for the NDC, I think they just have one legal hurdle, if I remember very well, to clear. And then Peter Obi will also have, a leeway to contest in the election. For the PROP, Donald Duke does not seem to have any problem.
You also have. Somebody is also challenging
somebody, me. Yeah. So that is why there is speculation that the ruling party, the hands of the ruling party may not be entirely free from what is happening to the opposition political party. But let me warn and caution that Nigerians are not happy. The impression should not be given, or there should not be any evidence in whatever manner, for Nigerians to believe that, the political process itself is being manipulated, in a particular direction, such that, now guarantee the emergence of only President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm sure that can lead to some kind of cataclysmic outcome that will not be of benefit to anyone. Let us have a free and fair, transparent elections for all the candidates that have indicated interest. But that again, that is not to say that when politicians flout their own rules, that the courts cannot intervene. That's why the courts are there. The courts are meant to interpret the constitution, interpret the laws and bylaws and regulations that set up these political parties. By the way, they are all registered. When you register as a political party, it means you have agreed to abide by certain laws, by certain regulations, and of course, the provisions of the constitution, the 1999 constitution, as amended. So if there are breaches of your own laws, the courts must step in. We cannot blame judges for doing their work. That is why they are there. That's why they are paid salaries. But as Nigerians also, we need to be vigilant, because vigilance is the price for eternal liberty. We need to be very vigilant and watch and monitor the process as it unfolds. We just have a few months to the election, less than 5 months or so to the elections. A lot of things are going to happen. The country belongs to all of us. Politicians do not own the country. They are less than 1% of the entire population. So we cannot allow 1% of the population, because they hold public office, to hold the rest of us hostage. We will resist it. Nigerians are ready to resist. They will organize and mobilize, to resist any, whether organic or conspiracy, against the Nigerian people. The democratic process must be seen to be free, fair. It must be open. The door must be wide open for everybody to come in and participate. Every attempt by anybody to try and either use the judiciary, manipulate the process, or use INEC, to create a subterfuge or to ambush the system is not going to be allowed, because the reason why we are complaining about poverty, suffering, and all kinds of policies, some are so that is having a negative effect and impact on the people, is because of the bad leaders, some of the bad leaders that are in offices. I'm not saying that all the leaders in Nigeria are bad. For example, some states in Nigeria, if you look at the subnationals, let us even leave the federal government first. If you look at the subnationals, I can point to some states, that have shown the determination to deliver democracy dividends for Nigerians.
How do you respond to the successful rescue of the 46 Oyo school children and teachers after 56 days in captivity? How do you respond?
I must correct you, there was no rescue anywhere. I do not share the view that there was any rescue. Yeah, they were released. I think sometimes even government use this term interchangeably: released, rescued. Now, whether it is rescued or released, as a journalist, if you look at what has happened, the manner the abductees surfaced, you will see logically that this was not a rescue operation. Yes, we have our security forces who moved into the forests, who supervised, the retrieval of the victims from the forest, as it were. But if you then also look at the optics and the images that followed the release of the 44, I think there are 44 in number, abductees. Now, when they were abducted, it was reported that school was in session. Because we must begin to think, we must think rationally and logically in this country. It's not about just selling information to people and they swallow it, hook, line, and sinker.
With everything that you had from this very interview, this section, my people, you will understand that Nigeria, everybody in Nigeria have already know that both the Nigeria president, the Nigeria leaders, all of them, they are playing games. I'm telling you the truth, they are playing games. The country is long dead. Like, there is nothing like for Nigeria again. Nigeria, all they go beyond redeemable. It is beyond mequatalism. So guys, I don't know what you think about all you heard from this very video or what you've seen. Drop your opinion in the comment section. Do not forget to like and share this with other Biafrans. I'll be back again very, very soon.
Oh yes, very, very shocking. From the beginning to the end, you have seen the way everything is happening. All is about injustice on the Igbo. And this injustice is what is pushing the US Congress to be looking into what is going on in Nigeria. It is what is pushing the international body to be aware of what is happening in the country. It is this injustice on the civilian, on the Igbo people, on the poor people in the country. It is this injustice that they use on Mazen Kanu and claim that it is being sentenced through courts. No, it is not court. That is not the way they used to rule case in a court. It is this injustice. And this same injustice is what led to Ojukwu to say that enough is enough. He wants to be on his own. If they will keep maltreating his people this way, this same injustice, it is what is going on to date. And the best reason, the best way to go is to let the people to go that you are claiming that they are not part of you, that you cannot do them what you are doing to others, and you cannot give to them what you are giving to others. Instead of it, you deny them their right, you deny them what they stand for, and you deny them being part of your country. In today, Nigeria, before you get any job that you want to be working in office, any office in Nigeria, as an Igbo man, you must bear a Yoruba or Hausa name. If you are bearing something like Igbo name, nothing for you, nothing. It is happening to date, and at the end, you want those people to be part of you. That is not going to work, and that is not working, and it is not working to date. That is what is making the international body, the Donald Trump government, the AU, the EU, the ECOWAS, the UN, the Israel, and other body around the world to be looking into what is going on in this country called Nigeria. Well, I would like your comment down below, like, subscribe, and share for everyone to see things happening in Nigeria. So thank you for watching.